Good morning. I'm up. It's 10:30, but I have never been a morning person. So for me, this is the top of the morning. I've never been. I've never been a morning person. I hate mornings. I don't like to get up. So that's really one of the best things about retirement. You don't have to get up if you don't want to. I've never been a person to stay all day in bed. That's just too boring. So usually by about 10 o'clock, I get up. On special occasions or if I have to do something, then I get up. But that's one of the best things about retirement. You can do what you want to when you want to. Yeah, dogs barking and birds chirping. You know, hear the cicadas out. It means it was 90 degrees yesterday. This is Florida. And it's the end of October, almost Halloween. But whatever. But yeah, the retirement is the new hustle. Uh, most people don't know what either one is, retirement or a hustle. I mean, a hustler, a hustle, retired, or a retirement. If you grew up in a chocolate city like I did, Detroit, then you know what a hustle is. You were taught what a hustle is, how to hustle, what it all means. Some do it to make ends meet, some do it for a living, some do it for the fame or for the social capital. Uh, Social capital comes from spending currency. You don't get currency from social capital. A lot of people try to capitalize on social capital, but you can't capitalize on social. It doesn't work like that. There's a lot of perks from having social capital. I mean, you get free food and drinks, and of course, there's the attention. Some people think that they can actually make a living off of social capital. It's extremely hard, and I don't think it's not really a good living. When you see it on Instagram, the pictures of the cars and the clothes and the events and clubs or whatever it is, bars and the people having having a good time. That's not all it's cracked up to be. It's not sustainable. Something else about social capital is it's finite. It only gets you so far and you can't take it with you. It is not transferable. It is not transferable from one place to another, and it is not transferable from social capital to currency. People find that out when they have to move. Now, depending on how popular you become or how many people, you will have to move. You start out point A, you start moving up, more people know who you are, then they find out where you are, they find out what you're doing, they try to figure out what you're going to be, where you're going to be and what you're going to do before you do it. So that can get dangerous. Okay. So people find out that they have to move. Okay. Now you build up uh, your social capital where you live and people know you. When you have to move, it's going to get more expensive, especially if you want to keep that social capital because you cannot move out away from where you have that capital at. So that means you're going to have to stay close if you want to capitalize on that, which means security gates and security codes and guards and all kinds of stuff, which is going to cost you more money. But the thing is that social capital is not going to pay for that. Social capital by itself is expensive. Before hustling was monetized, people who had no idea what it was defined a hustle as selling drugs, and a hustler was a drug dealer. That was just it. If you had no concept, if you didn't grow up, from day one understanding what a hustle was, what a hustler was, what a hustle looked like, what a hustler looked like. Now that it's monetized, employers are looking for hustlers. They want you to double time it for less. And the other thing about a hustle is that it was yours. You decided how hard you wanted to work, how long you wanted to work, where you wanted to work, all of that. Now that it's monetized, people want to people want to capitalize off of other people's really hard work. I mean, they want they say they want a hustler, somebody with a hustler mentality. I really don't understand how that works, because a real hustler, like I said, calls their own shots. What it is that when you say hustler or hustle or hustler, people immediately conjure up ideas or the images of the person with all the social capital, the cool person that has all of the friends and all of the accoutrements of success, of working hard. But the thing is that they got it themselves. They didn't get it from doing what somebody else wanted them to do. So now that it's been monetized, employers want people to work as though they are going to get all of those things, and they are going to be, cool and accepted and uh, popular, because they think that they are going to get all of the things that that the words conjure up. A lot of people, go for it, whatever. But this is not the economy of the late 80s and 90s. It's just not. That was a time when you could do almost anything and you could turn a profit. It was lucrative to hustle back then. Why? Because people had the money to spend. Right now, they just do not have the money to spend. Back in the 80s, 90s, all the way up to 2000. You think about it. Flea markets were packed. Every street corner, parking lot, gas station parking lot, there were people out selling clothes, selling food, washing cars. You could sell CDs. You name it. You can do anything. All you had to do was get out, do it yourself, and you could even have a job, 2 jobs. Some people have 4 or 5 jobs, because there was a lot of currency in circulation. A lot of the currency in circulation has been, sucked up, stacked away, shrink wrapped, sitting in vaults and caves. And not only that, the United States is not the only economy that uses U.S. currency. So there's that. It used to be you work, you eat, you grind, you shine. Now it's all grind, no shine. About 2000 is when the economy was so hot that it just caught on fire. Now, it's been burning down ever since. That was the reason why I retired. I was 25 with 11 cars. Actually, I had 9 cars, a truck and a Jeep, car wash, and a job. It was fun because the money was there. It was lucrative. Anything that you anything that you wanted to do, you could do. And not only that, you can make a lot of money. That was when in the early 2000s was when you people went clubbing 6 7 days a week because there was always a club open. You could go, you pop bottles, you go to the strip club. I used to hit 4 or 5 clubs on the weekend. Saturday night, I would hit sometimes 5 clubs. Uh, that was, I mean, I was building a brand back then. It worked. But the thing was, is that I was hustling. I wasn't trying to get social capital. So much social, well, that the social capital part that I was trying to get was because I had a clothing line, and I was trying to launch that in addition to my business that was doing real estate. I was I was in the real estate field. I wasn't selling houses, but I had a service that people in real estate used. So I made my money off the top. The realtors, they had to wait until the property sold, but before and after uh, the sale is when I came in. So that's how I got all of my money doing that. That was just that one business. So, um, so that was how it used to work. It's been slowing down for really about 20 years now. Uh, I remember I used to work in between businesses a couple times. Uh, I used to work third shifts. Third shifts were a hustler's dream. I'm nocturnal. Um, Not too much going on at night. During the day is when businesses are open, so that's when the majority of people are out spending money. Going to work. They need things done. Uh, it was nice, but third shift started fading away. Um, so that's when I started. That's when I turned my hustle into legit businesses, and I picked a couple of areas where there was a lot of money being spent, so it was lucrative. But the thing was is that I found that people had less money to spend. Um, it wasn't just the local people. This is Florida. There's a tourism economy. The economy is built on tourism. So people come here from all over the world, all over the country, and they would spend money. So getting that money directly from people from all over everywhere, when that started to decline, I knew it wasn't me. I mean, I was pulling out all the stops. I mean, going from working 25 hours a week, making $1,000, to pulling out all of the stops and bringing in half of that, that's when I knew that I had to do something different. Um, Not to bring in the money because the money just wasn't there. So that's why I retired. Retirement is the new hustle. You can wake up when you want to, you crack open one eye and look out the window. And if it doesn't look like a nice day or you just ain't feeling it, you don't have to get up. No alarm, nobody's gonna call, you're not gonna get fired. Um, you can still go do whatever it is you want to do on your own terms. Um, and see, the thing about retirement is it's a free club. There are no age restrictions. There are no age requirements. You don't have to have a lot of money. You don't have to have any savings. Actually, you need to plan on retiring broke. Nobody ever saves up enough money to carry them through to the end of their life. What happens is they retire when they can't work anymore and they can't save anymore, whether they get sick or they just get old or they just get burnt out. And that's one of the reasons why. That's one of the reasons why there's like a negative view of retirement, that you can't do anything anymore, that you have to stay at home. That could be further from the truth. Well, that actually could not be further from the truth. If you do it wrong, you will be stuck at home, which sucks. All right, like I said, retirement is a free club. Anybody can get in. Some people say, well, what's the allure in that? They want something that nobody else has. They want something that looks cool. That's mostly from people who either did it wrong or people that can't think on their own. They want that social capital. They want to do what they're trying to keep up with their friends or trying to stay one step ahead of their friends. What people tend to do is once they attain things, stuff, they will protect it. I mean, you lock your door on your house, your car, maybe put your car in the garage. Like I say, once you're getting so much attention, you will, like I say, you move to a gated community, or you'll move really far out to some exclusive enclave to where other people can't get to where you are. You don't want anybody to come and take that away from you. It is what it is. Okay, retirement is something that nobody can take away from you. And it's not free to get in, but there is work involved to get in. And it's one of the best decisions I've ever made. So, with retirement being a free club that you can get into at whatever age you want to, some people pull up to the front door, boatload of savings, no debt, they got all of the, cars and big house, whatever. Some people do that, but not that many, because a lot of people are addicted to capitalism, the attention that comes with having a lot of things. Those people tend to never retire, but sometimes they do. Okay, you can come in the side door, no savings, no debt. That's what I did. It wasn't the hardest thing in the world. Just had to decide to do it, and the opportunity. Well, it's not really so much an opportunity. I made the choice because of the state that we are in right now. As far as the economy dying off or contracting, I mean, that's what's happening. The economy is shrinking, contracting. There are a bunch of reasons why. I'm not going to go into them. Some people retire in debt. Okay, retiring in debt is not as bad as it sounds, because a debt is not a bill. A debt used to be a bill. And retiring in debt may be one of the best choices that a lot of people can make right now. Because if you eliminate all of your bills, then you can deal with your debt on you can focus on your debt if you want to. Some people file bankruptcy. I mean, that's legal. You can do whatever you want. This is not a how-to on how to retire with debt. I didn't have any, um, but that's how some people choose to hold on to what it is that they have. Whatever, whatever floats your boat, literally. Uh, Here's a good one. When if I had $1 for every time I heard somebody say, "Oh, well, I'm going to buy I'm going to retire on an island, or I'm going to buy 5 acres and live on it." Here's everything wrong with buying 5 acres and thinking that you're going to live on it. You've probably seen these places everywhere, whether you were going to the airport or maybe you were, I don't know, on a road trip, or you're going between cities and you see you see a property, you see a long driveway, maybe a gate with an archway. Um, and if there's a hill, that's where the house is. Either it's always for sale or it's abandoned. That was the 5 acres. Okay, first mistake. 5 acres is a city block. You're gonna need a tractor. Whether you have mostly wooded area or a bunch of grass, a riding lawnmower ain't gonna get it. You're gonna need a tractor. Okay. The other next, in order to buy a parcel that big, it's gonna cost you. So the further you move away from civilization or an urban area, it is going to inconvenience you, which is going to offset moving so far out, to buy a cheaper property. Also, parcels that big are going to be further away from civilization. Uh, Next, that long driveway. How far do you really want to walk to go get your mail? Um, those neighbors that you don't want. Jeez. Oh, oh yeah. You are going to look really silly, even suspect, walking a half a mile, 3/4 of a mile in a bathrobe over to your neighbors. That's one of the best things about being retired. You do not have to get dressed for coffee. Either you have it at home or you wander across the street to your neighbors. Most of the, mo- listen, I haven't as of yet ran into anybody retired who wasn't a baby boomer. Most of them are baby boomers. There's one of them now. Along with the uh, the tractor, you're gonna have high taxes. Big property, big taxes. You build a big house, taxes go even higher. Um, Thing about a big house, you don't want to build a big house. You are really not going to like it. It's going to be like a prison. And you think about, people say, well, when people come over, nobody's coming over. The only person who's coming over is that relative, and they're coming with suitcases. And because you stay so far out, they're not planning on working. They're gonna eat you out of house and home. Congratulations. Now you got a dependent. Um, your friends are gonna come out once, one time. The one time that you go kidnap them and drive them all the way out to the middle of nowhere, kicking and screaming. They're gonna say two things. This is far. And then they're gonna go, this is nice. And that's the last time you're gonna see them. Why? Because they have jobs and they have bills and pride. Your big house on the prairie, it screws with all that. You're not gonna have any more friends. At least friends that work. So get that thought out of your head. Not only that, they're going to talk about you like you died. He stays so far away. Now, if that's not worth a like and subscribe, then I don't know what else is. But I'm telling you, retirement is the new hustle. You can do whatever it is that you really want to do with that. And see, the thing is that I don't think people should just have one goal, because retirement is not what you think it is. Once you retire, then that's when you build your retirement, not the other way around. Once you retire, then you build your retirement. You don't put the cart in front of the horse or in front of the mule. Um, you can retire with kids, you can retire with debt, you can retire with no money. You probably need to, well, not probably, plan on retiring broke. I'll tell you why in the next video.